Now higher by close to about 1.5%. The acquisition price stands at 243 crore. So that's about $37.5 million, which will be payable in cash. For Goldman Sachs Asset Management, the average AUM or assets under management stands at 7,132 crores. So that's about $1.1 billion, which mainly comprises of equity. Goldman Sachs Asset Management is one of the leading asset managers in the world, and both the boards of both the companies have approved the acquisition. And Reliance Capital's AUM stands at $39.1 billion across various funds, and to that I'm assuming $1.1 billion will get added, which would take its total assets under management at a little more than $40 billion. So compared to the average AUM of Reliance Capital of close to about $39 billion, $1.1 billion is not much, but I guess it's strategic in nature, and this acquisition will be completed in this fiscal year. So that's the big headline. Reliance Capital will be acquiring the Goldman Sachs onshore asset management business in India for 243 crore or $37.5 million. Varindar Bansal, who tracks the space very closely, and Reliance Capital joins in. Varindar, your initial thoughts?
Well, it's as you said, it's not big in terms of amount if you're looking at, but it's strategic in nature. Remember earlier it was Benchmark, which was acquired by Goldman Asset Management. Now the Goldman Asset Management business is being acquired by Reliance. Now, just to put things in perspective, they are acquiring this for 240 crores. The total AUM of Goldman is around 7,100 crores. That means the deal is around 3.4% of assets under management for Goldman. If I'm not wrong, as Rima just said, that Reliance Asset Management has assets under management nearly 2.5 lakh crore.
Yeah.
Last time when the deal happened, if you guys remember, we were sitting in the same studio with that Nippon. Yeah. Reliance Capital Asset Management was valued around 11,000 crore.
Correct.
Which means that the total entity of Reliance Capital Asset Management is nearly 4.1 to 4.2% of the assets under management. If you just see the deal size, whichever acquisitions has happened earlier, it is anywhere between 3.5 to 4% of assets under management, which is the same thing which has happened with Goldman only. So strategically, of course, it brings more assets to the pie, to Reliance Capital Asset Management. But if you have to look at it, it's only 2.7% of their total assets under management, because 2.5 lakh crore and this is only 7,000 crore. So they will add 2.5%, 2.7% to their assets under management, but they will get a good business. They'll get some business in the arbitrage, what Goldman has been known for, some of the bank ETFs, which is one thing which people are wondering for, people are betting for. So let's see how they proceed from here. But small acquisition, strategic in nature, in line with what the deals have went earlier, anywhere between 3.3 to 3.5 of assets under management.
Just one question. Could you come again on the valuation? You said 3.5 to 4 times. Could you explain that again?
See, Goldman assets under management are 7,132 crores, as you rightly said, okay? The deal value is 240 crores. So just divide 240 divided by 7,100 crores. It comes to 3.4% of assets under management.
Correct.
Now, if you see Reliance Capital as an entity, earlier when Nippon took a stake in this company some few days back, that entity was valued around 11,000 crore, 10.5 to 11,000 crore.
Yeah.
We know, as you said, that Reliance Capital as an entity has assets under management which is worth 2.5 lakh crore.
Correct.
So if you just divide 11,000 by 2.5, you'll get around 3.9 to 4%. So that's the benchmark. 3.5 to 4% is a benchmark which is there in the industry. So it's done in line with the industry, peers, which have industry standards. So as you said, they will add 2.7% of their AUM, because only 7,000 crore, which is getting added to what 2.5 lakh crore of assets under management. So not a big thing, but strategically they're getting it, into ETFs. They don't have many ETFs in terms of, if you just see Reliance mutual fund portfolio or the products they offer, they don't have a lot of ETFs. So it's an extension of what they have done. So it's a good thing. And remember, it's only the Reliance Capital or the Reliance mutual fund arm which is actually one of the best performing in terms of the profits for Reliance Capital as an entity. Of course, life insurance is another, but most of the profits are coming from Reliance Capital.
All right, Varindar, thanks so much for joining in. And the street seems to be liking what it's seeing, because that stock, in fact, has moved to the high point of the day, currently sitting with a gain of around 3.5%.